I made a video a couple days ago showing off the worst ban in any organized gaming event in history. It was that clip of the dude who got banned from an Apex Legends tournament for teabagging his own teammate. Just a little silly inside gag in the midst of the tournament, but the tournament host saw that and he just immediately, like a bull, he saw red. He acted like the dude just spit on his grandmother's grave or something. He just got so insanely mad. Puff started blowing out of his ears and he said, "I will not have any of that. Team Crazy Penguin is banned." He was real quick to flash that hall monitor badge and show who the big dog in this situation was. So he just straight up banned him. And he even doubled down towards the end of the thing saying, "You can't hide behind your little silly little keyboard, you keyboard warrior. This is something you wouldn't do in real life. You wouldn't do this in an organized sporting event, so don't do it in a video game." Even though, once again, it wasn't stated in the rules whatsoever that you could not teabag. But, you know, how it goes on the internet, someone will get called out for something, they'll realize they did something wrong, and then they'll make an apology video. Bonus points if there's tears in that apology video. But this case is completely different. We got the bad ending. We got the final season of Game of Thrones type of ending. That's the treatment we got with this one. Because this guy doubled down once again to give an update, explaining the situation to try to prove that he's the good guy and not the villain in this situation. So that's what I wanted to take a look at today. I seen they posted on Twitter something. No chance I read this before I made this video because this is their statement right here. I have seen religious texts that are shorter than this. They said, "Here's our official statement from the incident that happened on Friday night. Lot of misinformation going around, so this should put the record straight." So there's a lot of misinformation, even though we've seen the entire clip. We've seen him teabagging, the initial reaction of the caster, and him getting his panties in a wad over the teabagging, and then him saying that they were banned from the tournament for teabagging. So I don't know what the misinformation could be, but I'm very curious to find out. And dear God, man, I'm gonna have to read this essay here real quick. This isn't really good for somebody like me who has a second grade reading level, but we'll go through it paragraph by paragraph and just see what's going on. So, as everyone is aware by now, we banned an Apex Predator that goes by Dilly. Sadly, the facts of the situation have 100% been altered. Did they like deepfake the caster saying all that? To suit the creator's needs for the narrative he needed to start a riot on social media. Somehow this feels a bit political already. Having said that, let us get into this and go over the facts at hand. Okay, so now we're getting into the cold hard facts, the undeniable proof. Dilly was verbally disqualified in the moment for his unsportsmanlike conduct, but was allowed to finish the tournament and received his payout as second place finisher. So he didn't get immediately kicked out. I guess that's sort of a good ending, somewhat. During the tournament, the shoutcaster / owner commented on them being disqualified for the unprofessionalism they showed. The ban at first was made in the heat of the moment, which we do apologize for. Okay, we get an apology. They realize it was silly, get a bit goofy. But we reviewed it after the completion of the stream. I'll tell you, I can't read. And we're going to unban him so he can participate again. Great. So what's the issue? Again, Dilly and his team were left to play the tournament out and receive their prize winnings at the end. We get it. Yeah, you said that. Dilly was never actually given a formal ban, just a heat-of-the-moment verbal one that could have easily been retracted had Dilly appealed and provided any proof whatsoever. Unfortunately, Dilly provided no such proof other than to mention in-game chat that it was a teammate. Oh shoot, I just clicked off, man. What you have seen on Twitter was him taking the time to go into his own broadcast, clip what he needed, fabricate content to slander our tournaments, and pushed it to friends to widespread instead of reporting things properly. Furthermore, the only thing we did receive from Dilly was an obscure message stating how terrible we are. So from how I understand this, they're trying to blame Dilly for not going through the proper means to get unbanned, even though he got banned for a completely wacky reason like teabagging when it's not even against the rules. So, sounds like to me the person that was in the wrong from the beginning were you guys, and all you would have to do is just issue this. You don't even have to issue this. Just come out, get the caster to say, "Oops, I made an oopsie. I drove up on the curb at Starbucks. It won't happen again." You know, it was a heat of the moment decision. Dilly was completely in the right to get a little bit upset because he thought he was banned from a tournament that he seems to frequent, and now he's not going to get to participate in a game that he thoroughly enjoys in a tournament that he seems to enjoy as well. So in the same way you're saying that this was a heat of the moment decision from the caster and the owner, you could say the same thing to what Dilly did from sending you messages stating how terrible you are. You know, that probably was a heat of the moment decision for him as well. He probably said some things he regrets maybe, but still, you know, it's a two-way street. You guys can't be the only ones getting heat of the moment things going on here. Everybody has human emotions. Having said that, we are willing to ignore the admin abuse he sent as opposed to banning him to rectify the heat of the moment commentating. Having said that, one of our members sent us links to forum pages and other social media platforms where Dilly goes on a rant about the heat of the moment decision, his using friends in influential positions to post it to make a stir. He said there were no rules in place during the tournament, but that is false as we do have rules in place. Okay, well, I'll have to check those out later to see if I was wrong. Maybe I was believing in all the hearsay. Having said this, we acknowledge that our rules are broad and don't speak specifically to the act itself. Well, there it is. We are currently rewriting them so it's easier to understand and apologize for the inconvenience we have caused due to this. Good. They're making changes that need to be made if they're going to be real petty about teabagging. The ban, however, went from his unsportsmanlike conduct to his permanent ban due to his actions of trying to start a hate/slander campaign against the Fate Legion. So, let me understand this correctly. He was banned, but then not officially banned because it was a heat of the moment decision. So now he's getting banned officially because of him reacting to his first false ban. So he's getting banned for thinking he got banned, but now it's officially a ban. It's a real mind bender right there. That's really spanking my mind with a wooden paddle. But anyways, his friend who is an influencer on Twitter, Jake Lucky, decided to get involved and ask everyone passive-aggressively to come to join our community Discord and speak to us on this subject. Jake Lucky even goes as far as to drop the owner's in-game name and other social media platforms for people to send what turned into hate and death messages. Okay, let me check out the Jake dude's Twitter because I did see it on there. I did see he posted it, but I don't think he said go send them death threats. Let's check that out. Let's check that. Let's be investigators here. We're going to be Batman solving this case of the mysterious teabagging. Literally right here on July 16th, on the post, in the comment of the post where he replied with more of what Dilly said about the situation, he says, "It's obviously stirred a lot of debate. Please don't go send hate, just a discussion." So I don't know exactly where you're getting that he's the result of these death threats. Maybe they did come from like his community, but you're going to have some bad apples always, you know? You can't have everybody be sane individuals. You're going to have some crazy people no matter what. So he did not put them on that crusade. They went on it themselves, you know? But let's go ahead and get back to this biblical-sized statement here. This has got to be the longest response I've ever seen to any situation. There's no way they needed to write this much. Whew. Okay, we're about halfway through, though. We're making it. Speaking of misinformation and facts, let us dive into them, shall we? As it stands, here was the old writing on the rules and as well as our space. We aim to strive to provide sportsmanship-based competitive gaming which stands as a pillar of our business. So in our space description alone, it is implied that we are a space that believes in good sportsmanship, which sportsmanship is defined as fair and generous behavior or treatment of others, especially in a sports contest. By no means in any way, shape, or form is crouching up and down repetitively on an enemy or friend any kind of sportsmanship. So they're trying to say that teabagging is super unsportsmanlike, and I guess that's a debate to be had, even though I don't personally believe it is. It's an emote, once again, just a taunt. It's like you're waving your finger in front of a baby's face when it can't have food or something. It's just so dumb to think like that. But they said up at the top, they're going to change the rules to make it more clear, so that means teabagging was not clearly stated as being against the rules. So they're going to change the rules even though it was already stated that you shouldn't teabag, or implied rather that you shouldn't teabag. But they're going to update the rules anyways just to make it more clear. So they clearly see that it wasn't implied, or rather not clearly enough implied, so they're going to update it. Which the fact that they're updating their rules to say no teabagging That's going to make everybody, a slew of people, just go to teabag. I can see it now, man. Whenever you try to tell people they can't do something, they're going to act like a toddler who can't stick their hand in the cookie jar. They're going to want to do it even more. And the fact that you're going to add this into the rules that you can't teabag, oh boy, that's going to be a spectacle the next time they have a tournament. I guarantee you, everybody's going to teabag, just as like a form of protest for that Dilly dude who got banned. And now it seems like it's a permanent ban, by the way they're talking, and it's a ban because of his response and not the teabagging now. So that's, if that makes it any better. Furthermore, it is not about the players themselves, but the viewers watching the content. As well, studies have been shown that toxic behavior in gaming, such as teabagging and shooting bodies, is a contagious event that will not stop due to the fact that it has always been around, so it is here to stay. So they even just said it right there. Shooting bodies and teabagging in video games has been around forever, and it's here to stay. So what's the problem with it? Everybody knows that it's not meant to be taken seriously. Except for that Twitter thread where that person said that it's real-world sexual assault if you teabag somebody because you're dipping your genitalia for them to suckle upon. That's just so stupid, man. That argument really does make me mad. It's like saying shooting somebody in a video game is real-world murder. And that robbing a bank in GTA is real-world bank heist. And then running somebody over in GTA is real-world vehicular manslaughter. That's just not the case whatsoever. This makes it a package deal that makes the action in general toxic due to the back-end nature that it is used to demoralize players due to lack of skill. Well, yeah, you killed them. You earned that teabag. When players perform the act, they usually accompany it with negative wording to put the other player down, regardless if they can hear it or not. So now they're saying if somebody gets teabagged, they're going to start hearing these voices in their head like Randy Orton. And imagine the person teabagging them calling them names like Poopy McStinky Butt, you suck at the game, uninstall nerd, go get a loft, touch some grass because you suck with the keyboard. That's so stupid. That's such a bad argument. The only thing this action does is try and assert one's dominance over another. Exactly, you earned that teabag because you killed them. And then if they kill you later on, they'll teabag you just the same because it goes both ways. You teabag somebody because you're better at that moment, and then they'll kill you and teabag you back. You both get a good sniff of each other's taints by the end of the game. How is this kind of behavior condoned? Because it's just a silly, wacky little gesture. It's the same as emoting in Fortnite. You kill somebody, you take the L on their body, and then you move on and go 90 on some other kids, and then make some other 6-year-olds cry, It's just it's goofy, Nobody takes it seriously is how it's condoned. It saddens me to see high-end influencers and gaming media outlets posting stories on this with no fact-checking at all. The spread of misinformation has gotten so bad and out of control that Jake Lucky and Dilly are now being attacked for being the ones to ban, when in fact it was not. To clarify, Dilly and Jake Lucky have nothing to do with Fate Legion and the tournaments we organize and host. They just posted misinformation to the point they are now seeing backlash about their own post about us. So that no, they did not have anything to do with Dilly's ban. The reason it has taken us so long to release a statement was due to the fact of the riot these two started. It's so funny they keep referring to it as a riot. With the sad reality that this post was made about an hour after the tournament, so instead of taking the clip he made for Twitter and submitting it as proof, he decided to take it to social media instead to have the people fight his appeal for him. Well, yeah, because you said he was banned for a stupid reason, so he posted it on Twitter because of how dumb the reason he got banned was, If you would have never banned him in the first place for that goofy reason, none of this would have happened. It all comes back to you, coincidentally. To clarify to all, we are brand new to tournament organizing, which we started about 3 months ago. Oh, so they're new. That's completely understandable. We forgive you. We here at Fate Legion are not perfect, but strive to do our best to give a quality service within the entertainment and gaming industry. So to the accusations that we are some big tournament host currently is false. That I, the owner, or Fate Legion members have any power or authority to ban players from Apex Legends tournaments or games that are not hosted by Fate Legion is false, or that sexual assault was even thought about in this ban is false. So at least they don't believe teabagging is sexual assault. That's a plus. They do give credibility to that argument, though, like I said in the last video, by banning somebody for teabagging. It just makes it seem that much worse when it's not even bad in the first place. I'm sure the person that got teabagged isn't going to be haunted for the rest of their life over getting teabagged. I've been teabagged on multiple occasions, and it does hurt your ego because, it makes you see how bad you are at the game, but it's not going to affect your daily life unless your whole life is playing that game, which for some people it is. But nobody is going to be affected to the point where it's going to negatively impact their entire reality from getting teabagged. So it's just such a dumb thing to ban somebody over. That is what people are mad about. At this point, Dilly and Jake Lucky have broken... Whew. Ooh, that was a big burpee. I need a mommy to burp me. At this point, Dilly and Jake Lucky have broken Electronic Arts User Agreement in Chapter 6, Rules of Conduct, sub-point 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 23, 25. I need Saul Goodman in here to help me go through all this legal mumbo-jumbo. I, quite frankly, couldn't care about EA's rules of conduct. All for the purpose of showcasing a heated remark that was not set in stone and is proven with their finished participation within the small Fate Legion tournament in question, as well as paid out in full their earnings for the podium finish. That is the reality of this situation at hand. We at Fate Legion would like to apologize to the gaming community for the disruption this has caused you. As new tournament organizers, we simply wanted to put on the best and most respectable tournaments around, but came up short in our logistics due to the excitement of being granted the opportunity to host Apex Legend private lobbies. Again, we apologize for the turmoil caused by this incident and will strive to do better in the future. That's all we needed right there. That's all you had to say. That final paragraph. We apologize and we'll strive to do better. Maybe put a little crying emoji at the end and then we'll forgive you, we'll move on. But the fact that you're trying to play this off as like, we're the good guys here, we're going to take the high road by making us seem better than Dilly. He's in the wrong, not us. But we're going to ban him officially now because of what he's done. So pretty much what I got from this essay that Fate Legion wrote is that they were pointing fingers at Dilly and Jake Lucky for sharing the story, saying, look what they did. They did something wrong. We did something a little bit wrong, but look at them. They're breaking rules too. It's not just us that did something bad. Look, they did something bad too. Come on, I can't be the only one getting grounded. They're like baby raging over this. It's just the long way around of them saying, we didn't ban him in the moment, it was the heat of the moment decision, but now we will be banning him because he shared the story and caused us to get hate. And we don't want hate on our platform, so now he's officially banned. And I assume they probably banned Jake Lucky too if he ever planned to play in those tournaments. Because they both shared the story, therefore breaking Code of Conduct 6, Chapter 4, subpoints 4, 5, 7, and 8. So someone posted what user agreement section 6 points 4, 5, 6, and 7 are. Publish, post, upload, or distribute any content such as topic name, screen name, avatar, persona, or other material information that EA determines as inappropriate, abusive, hateful, harassment, harassing, profane, defamatory, threatening, obscene. So that's, I think, what they're getting at here, that they're being defamatory, spitting on the name of Fate Legion by posting that stuff that is wrong somehow, misleading, all for the sake of their side of the story, which I don't get how they're getting at that. I just can't believe I read all this. This is longer than a twit longer, This is insane that they wrote this much. It's crazy. I genuinely, I'm proud of myself for reading all this. I didn't think I'd sit through it all. I thought I'd get bored and walk off screen or something about halfway through. But yeah, I just wanted to say how a already pretty bad situation in the gaming community just got a bit worse today by them putting out this statement, basically not wanting to take ownership for anything that happened, but they kind of acknowledged that they were wrong, but not really, because they're kind of just pointing their fingers back at Dilly and Jake Lucky saying they're the ones that are in the wrong. We just made a little oopsie, a little goof, we spilled a little bit of water on the table, but we cleaned that up. They're the ones that broke rules. But yeah, other than that, it's just a really weird situation, really silly. Goofy is the best word I really have for this whole thing. But yeah, other than that, keep teabagging because in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with it, you got to put some people in their place sometimes, and you can only do that by dipping your virtual taint and nutsack in another person's face. It's just got to be done sometimes, man. It's just got to be done. But other than that, I'll catch you next time. Peace out.